fighting for us all. Biafra nation you defend, with love and spirit you won't bend. Strength and courage in your heart, from Ghana to Nigeria we all start. Thank you, Simon Ekpa, we adore. With you leading we soar. Simon Ekpa, the good guy, raise our flags high, touch the sky. Biafra love in every beat, with your spirit we can't be beat. You fight with passion very strong, to you our love will always belong. Ghana joins in singing praise, your name in cheers we all raise. You fight with passion very strong, to you our love will always belong. Ghana joins in singing praise, your name in cheers we all raise. In brightest day or darkest night, Simon, you're our guiding light. Together we'll find our way, with your spirit here to stay. Biafra's heart, it beats with pride. Simon Ekpa by our side. No matter what it takes, we'll strive. With you our future comes alive. Simon Ekpa, the good guy, raise our flags high, touch the sky. Biafra love in every beat, with your spirit we can't be beat. You fight with passion very strong, to you our love will always belong. Ghana joins in singing praise, your name in cheers we all raise. You fight with passion very strong, to you our love will always belong. Ghana joins in singing praise, your name in cheers we all raise. You fight with passion very strong, to you our love will always belong. Ghana joins in singing praise, your name in cheers we all raise. In brightest day or darkest night, Simon, you're our guiding light. Together we'll find our way, with your spirit here to stay. Biafra's heart, it beats with pride. Simon Ekpa by our side. No matter what it takes, we'll strive. With you our future comes alive. Biafra's heart, it beats with pride. Simon Ekpa by our side. No matter what it takes, we'll strive. With you our future comes alive.
In defense of my honor, and with due deference to those concerned.
In 1949, a company belonging to Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and his family bought a bank in Lagos. The bank was bought with the intention to have a bank controlled by a black Nigerian, which will serve the interest of other Nigerians. Because then, banks were owned and controlled by the British. So Azikiwe desired to have a bank that Africans can call their own, which would break the British banking monopoly in Nigeria. The name of the bank then was African Continental Bank. However, after some years, a report about transactions carried out by the bank showed that although Nnamdi Azikiwe had resigned as chairman of the bank when he took office as the premier of Eastern Region in 1954, but the active chairman of the bank, as at the time of the report, was his friend. The report revealed that most of the paid-up capital of the bank were from the Eastern Regional Financial Corporation. So a tribunal was set up to investigate the matter. It was headed by the then Nigeria's Chief Justice, Sir Foster Sutton, and was called the Foster Sutton Tribunal. The tribunal found out that while serving as the Premier of Eastern Region, Nnamdi Azikiwe had transferred public money, which was about 1/4 of the whole 1955-1956 revenue of the Eastern Region, to his own bank in order to save the bank from collapse. Corruption did not start from there. In fact, let's start from the beginning. Before Nnamdi Azikiwe's corruption case, in 1943, Sir Ahmadu Bello was sentenced to 1 year in prison by the Sultan of Sokoto's court for misappropriating cattle tax which he collected from cattle owners in Gusau region in present-day Zamfara state, where he was the councillor. However, he spent only 3 months in jail. As he appealed the sentence in a higher court, stating his innocence, the court later granted him freedom. Few years after independence, in 1962, Chief Obafemi Awolowo was found guilty by a commission of inquiry known as Justice Coker Commission for using the Western region's money to finance the promotion and activities of his party, the Action Group. The Coker Commission found out that Awolowo mismanaged and diverted funds totaling over £6 million from the Western Region Marketing Board to finance political activities. All these were corruption cases that had connection to the founding fathers of Nigeria. But corruption was firstly introduced in Nigeria way back in 1914 when Nigeria became a country. Just a few months after the amalgamation of Southern and Northern Nigeria, the British contractors and traders introduced what they called contract percentage into the Nigerian trade system. What is this contract percentage? Contract percentage was the extra money contractors and traders were making from every contract awarded. For instance, if Mr. John is a building contractor, he would approach Mr. Ben, who is a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Works, for a contract to build a 10-kilometer road in Lagos. Mr. Ben would then tell Mr. John to add an extra percent to the cost of the contract, let's say like 15 or 20%, which would be given to him as his own reward for awarding the contract to him. The 15 or 20% extra cost on the contract would be given to Mr. Ben, who awarded the contract to Mr. John, when Mr. Ben received the payment from the government or organization that awarded the contract. That was how the British introduced the first phase of corruption in Nigeria. This process of awarding contracts by government officials and private organizations still persists till date in Nigeria. The third chapters of corruption happened when large sums of money suddenly disappeared from the accounts of government agencies, commissions, and parastatals. It happened between 1976 and 1979. The Nigerian oil sector lost $2.8 billion. Muhammadu Buhari was the Federal Commissioner for Petroleum and Natural Resources when this happened. Again, during the Gulf War, the same Nigeria oil sector lost $12.4 billion under General Ibrahim Babangida's regime. These huge sums of money were not accounted for by both administrations. A recent attempt through a lawsuit by a civil society group to bring Babangida to account for the money which got missing under his watch was struck out by a federal high court in Abuja. Additionally, the fourth origin of corruption in Nigeria was done through a decree called the Land Use Decree, which is today known as the Land Use Act. How did it happen? For instance, there was a federal government program called
Good guy fighting for us all.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this program. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this program. We are here once again to continue to decimate the zoo and expose the evil of the Zoological Republic. If you have watched the first video I just played, you will understand that Nigeria is meant to be doomed. The corruption you are seeing today, the atrocities you are seeing today didn't start yesterday. Even their so-called founding fathers were all corrupt. The British themselves that amalgamated the zoo were very, very corrupt. That is why Nigeria is irredeemable. It does not matter how you feel or what you think. Today, they have continued on that part of treasury, that part of corruption and evil. And that is why we, the Biafrans, we don't want to be part of them. They are carrying their corruption abroad, carrying their corruption to every country. Any country they meet, they corrupt them. That is why today they are fighting so hard and trying to corrupt Finland. They are trying to corrupt Finland by all means, but they will never succeed. As long as Chukwu Kabiama lives, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, will definitely join us very, very soon. And we will never give up. As they are planning their evil, we are planning on how to defend our land. And we are going to evict them from every part of Biafran land. We can never allow the Zoological Republic to occupy any space in our land. We cannot allow the zoo to dictate what happens in our land. We cannot allow the zoo to take charge of our land. I thank Chukwu Kabiama that the government of Biafra is already doing something. The government of the United States of Biafra is already taking action, and all you need to do is to pay attention, follow events as it unfolds, and I bet you will understand where we are and what is going on. As long as you continue to follow event closely, sincerely, with open heart, we are going to be in Biafra. The government of Biafra is doing everything, and everyone that watched the program yesterday will understand that it's no longer business as usual. As time goes on, you are going to see more actions on the ground. So, my fellow Biafrans, make sure you support the Biafra Republic of in Exile. Remember the program we are going to have today by 7 p.m. Biafran time. Don't miss it. For the ID card, be there so that you participate on that program. Tomorrow also is a fundraising. Make sure you are there. And before then, let us listen to this program. For those that missed this morning program, I want you to watch and observe and hear the opinion of Biafrans from all corners of Biafra land. Let's watch. It was a cabinet meeting which was televised and everybody saw it. Many bills were passed, and those bills were to strengthen the restoration of Biafra. And that shows that the government of Biafra is not going back or looking backwards. It is forward ever and backward never. So in those bills, I think maybe we're going to talk about some of them, and to educate Biafrans also, and for people to know what is coming. That the government is ready to do everything humanly possible to keep the ball rolling. Chusky, are you there? Are you there, Chusky? If you're there, let's hear from you, Chusky.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my beloved brother. You're welcome.
Okay, I'm very grateful to join you this morning, sir.
Good to see you.
Okay, I want to say something before I make one or two contributions.
Go
you
ahead.
See the statement of Gumi. I know all it's on the social media right now, sir, that Governor Hope should arm the Igbo youth to go and fight IPOB. I don't know whether you have come across such statements.
No, I've not seen it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
It's all over the place, sir.
Okay.
Gumi said that the governors of the Southeast should arm their people to fight against IPOB. And I want to tell you that they have started it already, which means they had that meeting before now. Go to Anambra State now. You will find out that Governor Soludo formed out a security outfit that he called Udogachi. You know that these security people, they lay ambush on the bush where some of our men are staying. They will just go down there and lay ambush and be waiting for anybody that will be coming out. And I think they have started killing some of our men now. There is something that I posted on our listing. I asked you to go and find out, verify. I posted in our listing, your group listing. I said, go and verify. Let me find out the truth. So these guys are really, that's antecedent of using us to fight us is what they are implementing now. So I want to call on our COS to know the next thing to do. There are something that I don't need to say here. Maybe there's something that I'm thinking that we should do in order to checkmate these guys. Why? Because the truth is that they are succeeding gradually in what they are doing. What the video I posted you, there is a particular market in also in Awidemile side. That market was shut down before because of the activities of but people. I saw those guys, those Udogachi people. They came to the market. They were urging them to come out to be doing their buying and selling. And the guy who was talking there said that he ran away from the community for more than 3 years, and now he came home with governments that he's warning the women that if they are aware that their children is among those guys inside the bush, that they should warn them strictly to desist themselves. So I'm asking myself, does it mean that these guys, they don't want Biafra or what? What is their goal of doing this? What is their aim of fighting against their brothers? So we should know what to do about that, sir. So that is what I want to say. Then, like I told, initially now, you know, when all this saga of where to go started, God knows I have never joined the wrong path. Normally before now, I followed you. I followed the Vam. These two of you that I don't play. And the Biafra Unite. You can see Biafra Unite just sneak inside. Because Biafra Unite seems to be a very good guy. Since he has started understanding that there is something going on. So he never wanted to come and say anything again until he is convinced what is happening. Until he is convinced what is happening. So I don't joke with you. I don't joke with Sonia Aparawa. Vam. I don't even know who Sonia Aparawa is. Then I don't joke with Biafra Unite. So when these things happened, when I joined Vam program 2 times, sir, the way that man does makes me to know that man is not a steadfast human being. He joined Biafra struggle because of what will enter his pocket, sir. Go and quote me. Go and quote me anywhere. He joined it for selfish reasoning. Not that he's fighting for Biafra the way you are doing. I don't know whether you are getting. Go and quote it anywhere, because when somebody tries to instigate words in your mouth, you know that something is wrong. When I will be giving updates for what is happening here, the way and his reactions, my brother, tell them, you know, the way you're trying to instigate something that, because me, I will say what I know. I cannot frame anything. I must say it the way it is. And there is nothing you will do to make me to change my words or make me to succumb to deceiving people, you understand? So I now understand that the guy is truly hypocritical. So, and I decided to follow you, not even knowing that before now, our PM has already made Ngozi Orabeze the surrogate already. Thank God for documentary. Thank God for documentary. Because if not the documentary, how would Biafra knows the truth now? they wouldn't have known the truth. This morning I was watching Okute. You know, before now, people were accusing Ogenkere. He was like, he never know what to do. He just like, you know, he never want to, whether is that these people telling the truth. This morning he came out with his own bombshell, telling Biafrans that Ogenkere betrayed our prime minister. That the investigation has been fully conducted. He mentioned Ogenkere, he mentioned Ojukwu's wife, he mentioned Peter Mba. So these are how they conspire in order to collect $150 billion from Nigerian government in order to indict our prime. That is why when he was calling to come and do account, our prime minister would have dictated that such amount of money is right there. And he would have asked questions. What is this money doing here for? How come? So in order not to make him ask that questions, he refused to come and do that account. That is why he's running that time. He never wanted to do account. It's just because he knew the amount of money that has been spent into that in order to indict our prime minister. So he thought he's going to succeed, but he has already failed. We have to move on. We have to move on. Then another thing I wanted to point out here is that is what Adadorama is saying few days. I think that was should be yesterday or a few days ago. I come across it. He was talking about, you know, our men on ground has been decentralized, but still there is a need that we have the general of all of them, which Butuzo, I think he's suggesting, is the one that Obatobie made general. So that we should...
Please, Chusky, let us not discuss about... Let us not discuss about men on the ground and
it's okay.
on this very program. We don't have
it's
to
okay,
talk about issues.
Okay, thank you, sir. No problem. So we'll talk.
Especially, let us not talk about anything that has to do with the men on the ground. Who is it? No. Just as I always preach, we are focused on supporting and building the institution, the United States of Biafra. That is our focus. Go ahead.
It's okay.
So, is he calling from home? From homeland?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes, sir. Right from Olosa.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that Biafrans, we should all put our hand on deck to support our COS and to also continue to be advocating for Biafra fully restoration, because some people are not convinced yet. Something that is impossible. Because where I was eating a few days ago, I discussed about this with a very learned man, an elderly man who witnessed what really happened during the Biafran war. So the man was like saying some negative things, which I never queue and believe with him. I just keep silent. I say, okay, I pray you be alive and see how Biafra is fully restored. So we should continue our alliance. That is very, very important. Make sure that we have a strong alliance with other countries that are really in support of them, that are not corrupt, that Nigeria people cannot bribe them. You can see what is happening with our prime minister right now and the Nigeria. If not the way you people are shouting and everybody is shouting, Nigeria would have succeeded in bribing them. Yeah, because of their reputation. So we are now trying to sneak in. You know, they don't want to compromise any longer. So we should also continue to say it to the hearing of the world, any slight detail, because I heard sometimes that they were attacking our prime minister, that we should not be talking against Finland, that Finland did this, Finland did that, Finland do that, you know, that Finland supported Biafra in this, they fed the children. Yes, then the number of people that was alive then, are they still the people that is alive today? The answer is no. Those people that fed our Biafran children then, those people that really give us to Biafran then, it's just a history. They are not the people, it's true they are answering Finland. They are not the people that is alive. You can have, even, okay, let's give example, during the time of Jesus Christ, during the time of Pharaoh, Joseph. Joseph find favor in the hands of Pharaoh, the one that really made him governor, give him in charge of everything about the Egypt. Until that Pharaoh died, another Pharaoh come out and started fighting against the people of Israel. Such a thing doesn't happen. So we should not really use what happened in the past to have 100%. We have to be trading with caution. You understand? Yeah. Yes, we have to be trading with caution. We will be closing one eye and looking them and open one eye. So any slightest bad step we find out, we start shouting and work against, because all we know is that our prime minister did not commit any known offense anywhere. They themselves fought for their freedom. Now I know why every time our prime minister will be saying something, he will give account of Finland. That is when he started planning what is coming up. He will always talk about the history of Finland. He will tell that Finland fought and fought. You know, understand? He will talk about Vietnam, the way they fought United States of America. So we Africans should not be different when we come out to say we want to protect ourselves, that these people are coming to kill us. We don't. Do we have to stand and be watching them? We need to defend ourselves, otherwise they will wipe us out. Like I told you, I confided in you that the reason why they took our prime minister out, they thought they will use that time frame to come and wipe our men on the ground out, to kill Biafrans. But they never know they will not succeed. They never know they will not succeed at all.
Master, I would like to ask him a question if you don't mind.
Okay, sir.
Let him finish.
Go ahead. You can go ahead, sir. Okay. So what I'm trying to say now, let me just conclude, is that we should support our COS. He's really doing a wonderful work, and we should ignore any propaganda like you've given us. Since you just told us that any information that is not coming from the government official handles, we should ignore. Please, I'm applying to all Biafrans that they should also do so.
Ignore. Yeah.
They should ignore any message, any information that does not come from Biafra government handles. Please. Thank you, Biafrans. And we'll continue, we'll move until we achieve our restoration.
Now, yeah, so bro, my glasses is not sure. Is that Chucky? Okay. Yeah, so my question is, this Gumi guy, a confirmed terrorist enabler, or financer or coordinator, whatever, is a confirmed one. There's no missing word about that. So does our people, does our people, Nalibo or Biafra, as a whole, do they understand that when Gumi make this statement that they should equip Igbo youth to fight against people, do they understand these people, like you just said, whom that is being used by Hope Uzodimma or Soludo or whatever, do they understand why Gumi is doing what he's doing? Do they have any idea? Because I can explain to you, I can explain to everybody why Gumi is doing what he's doing. Yeah, the brain, the actual aim behind it. So, but does our people really, do they understand that? That is my question to you. Because you know the ground.
But let me tell you something. Have you ever watched the confession of the man that kills for Abacha, Sergeant Rogers? Have you ever listened to his confession?
Probably not, or I don't know. Okay. Maybe not in full.
Okay. Sergeants, during that time that they are killing people, when they are assigned to go and kill, Sergeant Rogers said that they believe they are protecting Nigerians.
Mm-hmm.
That the information they are giving them is that there are people that is coming to invade Nigeria. They will go and kill them. They will tell them that this person has planned to attack Nigeria, that they should go and kill them. So what
don't use that word.
Nigeria. Do you understand? So the reason why these people are succeeding is that when they call this our Igbo guys, they will brainwash them. Right? They will tell them how impossible to achieve Biafra.
There's like the governors, the Soludos, and
the governors. Yes,
and they have the money to fight, and they have money.
Like the man that told me, the man that tried to convince me, said that when the war was ended, that they said no victor, no vanquish. You see what he's using to convince me now. If not that, because I'm somebody who is optimistic, that once they said that no victor, no vanquish, that if that was not accepted, that by now that Biafran would have liberated, because the war would still be continued. Then maybe international body will not come in.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that these guys, the governors will call these people, they will brainwash them, they will tell them that these people that, and secondly, there is an information that those that living in those also, there is a guy that came out on social media that come and give the analysis of people that is living there, that is staying there. He said 70% of them is from Ebonyi. The remaining 30% is from maybe their people and this. So the Anambra governor believe that he is fighting those from other states that came to destroy their land. Have you seen it? Have you seen exactly what is happening there?
Yeah, well, but they are
not seeing them as their brothers in Biafra land. That is the thing.
But my own take, because there's a reason why I asked this question. Sorry, Mazi. So why I asked this question is that as for the politicians, who is the background noise that the politicians like Soludos and those other mas, they know what they are doing. They are just being manipulative because, first of all, they were put there by the Fulani hijacked Nigerian system. So they are doing what they probably swore an oath to do. So I don't misunderstand that position. But as for our boys who are being used, I can also understand the economic angle that they were able to use financial inducement to entice them, to lay them into it. But the big picture that everybody have to know is that Gumi is out just like the rest of them, because he's not alone. I can begin to name all of them to you. Trust me, including the one who is pretending and lying and saying a different thing. But at the end of the day, they are all in it. The Sanusis of this world, the El-Rufai, the Sultan of Sokoto, all of them, they are in it. And there's one thing and one thing alone, that is to Islamize and Fulanize the entire Nigerian space. That is what it's all about. It doesn't matter how they come, which angle they take, that is their main singular objective. Now, Gumi is saying that you arm Igbo youth to fight IPOB. Well, Igbo youth are IPOB. Everybody who is indigenous Biafran is, so that is one. And two, why do they not arm their own youth in the north? People should be asking the hard question. Since over how many years now, we've never seen where, including the time of Wazirike, we've never seen where Biafran liberators, or whatever you want to call them, they go into a school and kidnap children and be demanding billions and millions. Never ever happened till this day. But these guys in the north, the Boko Haram, different Aswa, whatever. From time to time, they come out, they kidnap innocent people, and they buy a lot of them, and they go to military barracks and buy a lot of people. That has never happened. It has never happened. That clearly shows who we are. I don't know why is this difficult for people to differentiate, to understand. Gumi is sponsoring. Hello?
Thank you so much, my brother, Christian. You've just made a good point, but I want everybody in this platform to know, when we say that we are at war, some of us don't understand it. Even in their conventional media, I have played a video here where a woman, a journalist, a lady came out and said that, and confirm what we are saying, that there is a war going on in Biafran territory, and that war is the 1967 war. It has continued. In that warfare, they are using every instrument they have, inside and outside. Every one of us in this platform should have that in mind. There is a war going on. In that warfare, they can recruit inside and outside. And we don't have to excuse anybody why you are doing what you are doing. Biafra has already been declared. Today, we are pursuing the full restoration on the ground, and they are throwing in their last card. Everything they have to throw in, they will throw it in. They will throw it in. That is why I don't want any one of us to be distracted, both inside and outside. In any platform where you go to listen to the message of Biafra, please Do not focus your attention on the title, on the name on that very platform. Because you see a platform, they write Biafra, you go there. Because somebody is shouting, all hail Biafra, all hail Biafra, you go there. Because you see somebody saying, oh, Mazen Nandekano is my leader. Oh, Mazen Simon Ekpa is my leader. Oh, Dr. Nguzi, you just go there. No. Let your decision be based on your conscience. Before you follow, listen carefully. Apply your common sense to every single thing you hear. In those platforms where you go to listen. It is very easy to identify who is genuinely fighting for freedom and those who are not. Those who are trying to project themselves as super person, superhuman being. Those who are chasing popularity. Those who are dancing from right to left. When something happens, they disappear. You are not going to hear from them. They will take the back seat and tell me that they are waiting to know. You cannot be a broadcaster and you cannot be able to digest and know the truth from the beginning. In the issue of Biafra, so many of us, except you started yesterday, I was following Mazen Nandekano. I started broadcasting for more than 10 years ago, not as a broadcaster attached to anybody, an independent broadcaster. I follow the messages of Mazen Nandekano. After his broadcast, I will come and make my own broadcast. Everything I am saying is based on what I have had, what I have seen, and based on my common sense. Nobody tells me what to say or what to follow. It is easier for me to be able to identify what is happening from the beginning based on common sense and the humanity in me. Likewise, every one of you. We should stop building all this kind of emotional blackmail that they throw at you in a little thing. Because somebody is shouting Biafra, Biafra, you just follow it. Because you see a platform on the right, oh, Biafra this and different that, you just follow. No, it is not that way. If we continue to go on that path, we will continue to deceive ourselves and claim that we are being deceived. That is why most time I say that every decision you make, including when you are listening to me, you will be responsible for it. What I am doing here, what every one of us on this platform today is doing, is to throw out information for you. Broaden your mind. Open up those things you don't want to talk about. And then at the end of the day, you will make the decision yourself. You will make the decision. It remains your decision to make. I don't know why it is difficult for you to understand that somebody that doesn't have anything to offer, all you have to do is that the person that have a roadmap, after the person have drawn the roadmap, you come and you begin to analyze the roadmap. You will tell us why the person is not supposed to do this. Why is not supposed. But you yourself, what are you doing? What is your own template? Nothing. The only content you have is to take what people say, what somebody who is piloting the affair of the Biafra is doing, and you come and begin to analyze it, and you begin to tell us why it is wrong and why it's right. In your own very self, you don't have any template, you don't have anything to present. You are only bringing unnecessary criticism that doesn't have. Criticizing is okay, but when you bring unnecessary criticism that doesn't have a background, that you can't even substantiate or back up, and people keep on listening to these things, it is sad when you see where we are coming from. That is why I say in this platform, it is not about creating a strong man, a strong woman. It doesn't matter your title. It doesn't matter who you are. Our focus is on the rising sun. If you maintain focusing on the rising sun, nobody is going to distract you. Nobody is going to deceive you. No name is going to threaten you. All hail Biafra will not make you misbehave. It will not make you misbehave. You will always follow the common sense and pursue the truth. And it is very easy to know, except when your mind is occupied with envy, jealousy, strife. You can't know the truth, but the truth is always there, shining like the light. My fellow Biafrans, we have been making a call for a very long time for the government of Biafra under Martin Simon that is being run today by the Deputy Prime Minister to take action. And that action has started to the glory of God. We saw the movement yesterday. Many bills were signed and the implementation will start. By the special grace of God, every support we need, we have to get, and we will get to the right part. I will allow my brother Akonyo Wetere take the mic and speak to us. Let's just make it simple so that every one of us can be able to occupy. Let's take 2 minutes. Akonyo Wetre, you go ahead and speak to us. If you are free after Akonyo Wetre, then Greg, we go after Greg. Our brother Davis will now come in. So Akonyo Wetre.
Good morning, Uncle Chuck.
Welcome, my brother.
Good morning to all my fellow brothers and sisters that are in the platform. Happy weekends to everyone. It's been a while. To your topic this morning and all the contribution that my brothers have spoken have said so far. It's nice that all these things are unveiling every day. I will start from your last submission. I keep on saying that the difficulty we are having in this our struggle, based on the followers, the believers of the struggle, is that so many people, even those that we thought that they are standing right, they fail to dig rightful information. Let me not say information concerning Biafra. They fail to dig out, sort out for themselves the rightful information pertaining the struggle. There's one thing that our brother, the brother that spoke after Uncle Christian, he said that when he went to Bam platform, he was able to analyze his dealings, the way he analyzed it. Seeing that the guy is trying to superimpose, to put words in his mouth, he discovered that the guy is a hypocrite. Now, I want to draw the analogy from there. If you are in this struggle, you have to check the struggle when it started from 1967 to when the so acclaimed defeat of Biafrans happened, and when the struggle beamed up again from 99 during Wazirike, down to Nnamdi, down to DOS, because they hold a sway to an extent before Simon took the struggle from them, down to this current Ulabalu that we are in now. You have to make your own decisions. As you have followed them, where did this leader at this time made his own mistake? This person that I later followed, did this person came to correct the mistake that this leader made? If all these things is what you do for yourself, I don't think that anybody will sway you. But if you are just following because me, Akonye, was to preach to you, you listen from me, you decided to follow because I'm following. Definitely, if Akonye was to withdraw from that place I'm following, you will follow me. But if you withdraw and follow me. But if I preach to you, you go back, check on yourself, make your stand, know the reason why you are following these people.
Absolutely.
You will definitely be on the right stand at any given time. So that is my submission on that side. Now, coming to what we are discussing this morning, we are talking of Gumi. Yesterday, the Federal High Court at Abuja affirmed IPOB as a terrorist organization. I don't know if you have laid hold of that news. So let me talk. Let me just put out my own opinion concerning what is happening in Biafra land now, Anambra and other states, and also connect it with our COS. I will first of all state by saying that God is in control. Uncle Christian always affirmed that God is in control in this struggle. And for me to confirm that God is in control, our COS, I'm not trying to praise her or to make her feel that she has arrived, but she's a super intelligent human being. The way she tackles issues proves to me, I don't know of any other person, that she is a leader indeed. And I will move on from there to what happened between Oreli Jews and Ada, and the way she attended to the issue raised by these two, our brother and sister, you now see that the woman is really ready to lead. And you now see that those believers, because all religions believe in COS, and that believe in COS, and they are now standing as a journalist, though it has not been officially declared in Biafra land, but they are still they are still upholding our journalism as a country that is being declared. See how they did their journalism. They now attack the information that COS brought out that did not conform well with them as journalists. And COS responded to them as a leader, as a confirmed leader. Not that they did not fear, because they realized that they are a mediator between the leaders and the people that the leaders are leading. Journalists, they are not brand envelope journalism. They are not doing brand envelope journalism. When they see the fault of the citizen, they will bring it out to the public that what the citizens are doing is wrong. When they see the fault of the leader, they will bring it out to the public that what the leaders did here is wrong. And the leader will come not to bash them, but to say, okay, this is the reason why I made this decision, or I will correct it. That is what further affirm that we are on the right stand with this USB that we are operating on. Now, Simon has smarted the DOS, because what Simon did was what DOS supposed to do. But because of the oil in their hands, they started chasing shadow instead of chasing the real human being. Now, Simon has smarted them by, after piloting autopilot, he moved to BRICS, from BRICS and declared Biafra. And countless number of times, Simon said that whatever I do, hold me responsible. That when the IPOB will come to do their normal propaganda, he will say that why are they running away from the truth? He keep on telling Nigeria, stop labeling what BLA is doing to IPOB and stop labeling what the DOS are doing to BLA. But they will not look to that direction. They are now pushing to label IPOB terrorists. And the one Nigerianist defender did not come to their realization that IPOB stands for the indigenous people of Biafra, that when you allow the federal government to label the group, you have invariably labeled all Igbo people a terrorist group. That is their own cup of tea. Now, the COS has smarted every of them. I told Adadi Oramma that onwe ihe ndị Baịbụl akpọ Igbo na ị na-asị asị mmadụ ịsụ ụsa for ndị o, but ịsụ ụsa okwu mmadụ iji ọsụla agbapụta etinye ọnụ na say hapụ those sellouts, those gunners. It won't be long. They will get to their seat of DOS seat. And now coming to Anambra, so that I will give chance for others to make their contribution. Let's COS. My own advice to the government is that he should continue on the pace that he's going. And to our defense minister, as they say they want to have an ID, a method of identification to our men on ground, they should continue. You know, during when our PM was much around, DOS, they will sew uniform, go and commit havoc in order to push it to PM. But I love the way our DPM organized herself. She said that when we are done, anyone that we are done, we push it to the public. Let them continue on that recruit that they put out and how to identify our men. Now, I will now see how DOS will send out their voice again to commit something and label it on BLA. They will kill themselves. Forget about all their razzmatazz. They will later catch themselves. They will later kill themselves. And
I think he has a network issue. Akonyo Wezere, I think your network is off. We can't hear you anymore.
I will not stand on this program to say that because we are looking for our own freedom.
We can't hear you again. I think you're having a network issue. Akonyo Wezere, are you there? Well, that is one of those things. Sometimes we have these network issues and we have to move on. Maybe in the next time he's going to complete his line of thought. Greg, are you there, Greg? Take up the mic, Greg. Take your 2 minutes or 3 minutes and let's hit it up.
Good morning, my people. Good morning, Biafrans. May God grant us today. Today is the last day of the month. We thank Him for the month of January and we pray Him for His mercy coming February in 2025. Yes, my people, I have to put my contributions in today's discussion. The topic is this time around is the next thing is for us to defend and secure our territory.
Yes.
That is the question. That is the only job we have now to do. Biafra have been declared. The next job is the main job is to reclaim our land and our territory and move on to govern ourselves. In this, now we can see what is happening. Everybody is forming security outfit. IPOB is parading ESN. Soludo is parading Udo or whatever he call it. So, and the Biafra government, the men on the ground, is trying to get control, not to obey the government of the day, moving in a different directions. While the Biafra government, led by Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and represented by our Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, is fighting for the recognition of Biafra all over the world. At the same time, fighting to lay solid foundation for the men on the ground, for those that really believe in Biafra. So, my take to that is, in all this, somebody is disturbing, please. The telephone.
Okay. Go ahead, let me mute everybody. Go ahead.
Okay. So thank you. So in all this, my first advice goes to the government of Biafra to monitor every single step of every group, to monitor every single step of every group, because we have moved out from a kind of childish play into reality, and if we miss it now, we'll miss it forever. Now, Gumi is advising the Eastern governors to arm the Igbo youths to fight the IPOB, and he not ask himself, who are the IPOB? He not ask himself, what are IPOB fighting for? So, and he's advising the governors, which they know they control them. The Fulanis control the Eastern governors. That's why he will be able to summon his courage to come and tell the Eastern governors to arm the youths in Biafra land to fight the people who are fighting for their freedom, for the freedom of those youth who have no job, for the freedom of those youth whom they are tying like a goat and saving the Fulanis in the land. And he have the courage to tell them, gather your youth to fight the Igbos themselves who want his people to be free. And that is the step Soludo is taking today. He organized security, he called them whatever he like, and he said, they say we are here to fight the Eastern Security Network and we are here to fight the IPOB. And the Igbos themselves, the youth, they will hear those things and they keep quiet. And nobody asks Soludo the question on that statement. And he moved to the north. The herdsmen, the Boko Haram, the ISWAP, Gumi have not been able to organize the northern youths to go to Sanduna Forest or whatever they call them. But Gumi will be able to get billions from the federal government, get billions from the western and get billions from the northern government, and went in and go inside the bush all the time as a negotiator and pay those people money for them not to be terrorizing some of the people that doesn't want them to terrorize for years. And nobody have asked me a question. And he's gathering his momentum to come and tell the Eastern governors to gather his youth to fight the IPOB. So that will tell you what we are going through. And that will tell you what is happening in Nigeria. So now, what are our governors doing? The governors is gathering themselves with the organizers, writing petition to hold Simon Ekpa, getting information where nothing happened, forming their own witnesses, their fake witnesses, to present as a witness against Simon, which they will not succeed. So to make sure that what we are fighting for, the freedom we are fighting for, the generation of the Biafran people will not succeed. That they will continue humiliating our people. They will continue marching upon the head and tying our people like a goat and burying them alive. They will continue wasting the blood of the innocent Igbos. Now Gumi is advising them, use your Igbos and fight them. Just like Obasanjo said, I use the Igbo and fight the Igbo. Now the sole men on the ground cannot, even some of them, I'm not saying all of them, some of them have betrayed the struggle. For a man, they called the highest rank in the men on the ground said one time on his tweet that if they annoyed him, that he would turn everything around and they waste all the Biafrans. I have never forgotten that in his word. He wrote on his tweet that if they annoyed him, if they tried to annoy him, that he will make sure that the whole Igbos are wasted. Somebody who say he's fighting for his people. What is that thing that would annoy him? That somebody bring corruption into the struggle, and they will tell him, no, we cannot talk on that line. That everything we do, we must be disciplined. We must give account. Must be accountability of everything we do. So it cannot be like the ways of Nigeria anymore. So anything we do in Biafra, there must be discipline, there must be humbleness, and there must be accountability. And the men on the ground doesn't want it. If these people were real, on my own thoughts, when all these things start coming, and they know the person they say they respect as the PM gave order and said this person will be the person who will be speaking for me. And when he gave that order, this person will represent me. They know he represents him in everything, not just in the declaration of Finland, in everything, both men on the ground, both in finance, both in the government, in any otherwise. That is what the chief of staff will be representing. What did they do? The people who are supposed to be under the chief of staff with the men on the ground, they ganged up against that PM decision and say they create a path, they create a level where the person the PM asks to represent him, the level where he can go and where he cannot go. And that is a betrayal to the PM. And they're not seeing it like that. So that is why I say let the government this time, their duty now is to follow up, monitor every single movement of everyone. And if the people they call that still obedient to them on the ground, those who should be extremely careful and monitor everything they do, because the situation we are now is in a very strong, dangerous situation. Because now there's so many groups that is coming up, as Gumi advised them to go and kill themselves. So it is either they get it well now, or that destruction will come against the people of the East if they do not take time. So my advice here is everybody should go on his knees and pray to God to come and God arise and fight this battle. Because the way I'm seeing it and the way I can see, it's only God who will turn everything around. So let all those people that is on the government monitor the governors now and all the called opposition people, because they are not real. If this man is real, the so-called or whatever you call him, who start pulling hotels and everything down, you tell me that you found 100 hairs and burial ground where you did not invite press, and they will interview those people live, and they will show people with the evidence of what you are doing. You are pulling this hotel down. This is the man that is on this hotel, and these are the burial ground. These are the scars we found in this hotel, and there is evidence within television news, national news, because this is not a small case. And those things, nothing like that. The only thing we see hotel pulling down that he found 100 of his head, because not 100 of our people's head, which is absolutely lie. I'm not supporting any witchcraft doctor, because it's somebody who is not to live. But they cannot kill somebody because they want to position in government. You want to use opposition, fight the opposition by anyhow. If somebody commits crime, let the evidence be shown to the world. And this kind of thing he's talking about is the same thing the world is supposed to see physically. Those shrine with those heads and those burial ground on that hotel, we're supposed to see it, and the press will interview the owner of the hotel. How come all these things? And those things are not done. And Torudo is telling us that he found 100 of his head on that hotel. So we cannot believe him. It's a lie, and it's a criminal. So another thing, those people, those security people he's using, God will still turn against them, because he can't kill an innocent person and go free. So that is my little message for this hour. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. You just made a very, very important point. And when you talked about that very thing, and that is a very good point you made there. Nigerian government and their supporters are very good in media trial. They are very good in media trial. Why is it that when you got this kind of very, very damning information, why are you not covering it with media? Why are you not allowing those people to speak? Why are you not showing out everything? You only come and write, you saw this, and you saw that, and you saw that, and you show pictures. You have your media. You are very good in media trial. Why is the media not going there? Show us the grave, show us the owner of the hotel. Let each and everyone speak up for themselves. That is what justice is all about. If they are found guilty, they will face the consequence of the law, and the full wrath of the law will come upon them. You don't just come and frame up something and tell us and expect us to believe, when we know that the only thing that the government of Nigeria supports is lies, lies, and lies. You're welcome, my brother Davis. Go ahead and speak to us, David Chidozie. Thank you. Sorry for keeping you for this long. Please go on and talk to us. Let's hear from you, Davis Chidozie. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Am I unmuted?
Okay, go ahead. I can hear you now. I've unmuted you. Go ahead.
Unmuted me. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother Chooks. God bless you. Fellow comrade in the studio, I want to greet every one of you for all your contributions. I've been here listening to all the contributions, and all of them worth listening to. You guys have done. Brother Chooks, thank you for this platform. You see, there's one thing about you. You discuss ideas and events. You don't discuss people. And that is one thing I so much love and appreciate. Fellow Biafrans, you see, what has been happening to us is something we have to, apart from all discussions, talking, and everybody knows what is happening. Everybody has solutions, but there is no solution. The truth is we have to really calm down as a people who feel we have understood our problem, and then withdraw consciously a map, a way to escape this. We are in trouble. Do you know that? Let me start from home. Ndị Igbo si that na oke nọ n'ụlọ wu oke nke ga-agwarịrị oke nọ n'ahịa na azụ nọ na ngịga. What am I saying? First of all, let me point out Honorable Issues and Adadioramma, just to clear it, because everybody, let me just give my own here. I have personally, in his platform, written to him, let me just be full young man. In fact, let me tell us, stated with his word, Trump must be the president, or his son, rather, that become the president of the United States of America 2025. I bet with it, and I wanted it. I told him in his platform. But I also told him that sometimes, because you have made yourself to be an independent, so what happens to government has to be verified.
Your voice is breaking up. Your voice is breaking up. We can't hear you clearly. Check your device. All right.
Thank you. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, better.
Okay. So I said, during the case of Emmanuel Oremijus, like I said, he is a friend. I followed him. I love this guy. I bet with his prophecy of Trump, and I won the betting. Because I know the events that led for him to have that prophecy. This is just to tell you how long I've been following him. But I also wrote to him in his platform. Being an independent broadcaster, something that happens in the government has to be verified carefully and cautiously before you come out to give the news, because people follows you. Irrespective of the fact that you have been in the struggle, how long you've been in the struggle, what you have passed through the struggle, you could even be the pioneer of the struggle. It doesn't really matter. Then it was a struggle. Now it's a government. Government you don't want. You can only give ideas, or advice, or suggestions. And there are things and ways and events you can give to government directly, not openly, like this is social media. That well settled. Coming to Adadioramma, she's a very, very good person, very lovely woman, doing the things she knows how to do very, very best, and she's doing it very wonderfully well. But government now, we have ministerials, areas of jurisdiction. As a teacher of children, or whatever position you are, or whatever thing you do in life, when they bring children inside your school, you'll be in control of those children. When they take the children out of the school, you are no longer in control. Jurisdiction, area of your own jurisdiction, the area you operate, where you is where other people stand. So there are certain things, if you don't know about it, you don't come out to start talking. You ask some advice, just like Remedy, some advice could be inside, because the people we are fighting for, some of them you are fighting for them, some of them are waiting for you to just go wrong and then they use it against you. That is the kind of people and that is the kind of environment we find ourselves, unfortunately. Now, that's settled. When you come home to what is happening at home with this Soludo hotel, the area of this hotel and events that happens there, there's something Bible says. See, everything is turning around for our own good. Exactly. They said that during Simon, Simon is the one causing all the security, all the kidnap. Soludo, what happens now? That hotel was not built today. That grace there was not built that very day. No, it's this Simon has happened. Simon so hotel. This has happened and has been happening. And Simon is not in the picture, but it was discovered that it has been happening. So who is so all we needed to do for those people who wants to be of a good truth is to get this thing as evidence. It is even good that Nigerian media does not show it, just to prove how they don't show what happens to our place. Are you connecting the dot now? God is wonderful. Those things they do as mistake or they do intentionally is going to be in our favor. Absolutely. What do I mean? What do I mean? Soludo, this has been happening. And you said all the security in your state is caused by Simon Ekpa. Does it cause this one? No. Now, the media in Nigeria, you've been accused that you don't show what happens in the Biafra land. And you say you do. You do, right? Now, what happens to the state governor? Now, show. What happens? We are not there to cover it. Finland will have all this information and compare and contrast. The truth, we are standing on the truth. Simon Ekpa has worked diligently on truth. And the truth shall set us free. Truth will set him free. Nnamdi Kanu has worked diligently on truth. Truth shall set us free. Truth shall set them free. For the Bible says that they shall know the truth, and the truth shall set them free. Nnamdi Kanu said that the motto of this IPOB is whiter than white and whiter than snow. How I wish, had we known to follow this truth, we would have been at home by now. Yes. It's just at any point in time, the devil will come, whose job is to destroy, whose job is to kill, maim, and he's using our people to kill, maim, and destroy us. Look at what happened. How does this thing begin? How does this saga begin? If you have been following Nnamdi Kanu, fellow good Biafrans, listen to us, please. If you have been following this Nnamdi Kanu, unfortunately for me, I started by year 2018, 2019, but I have been following him day in, day out. Seconded by Simon Ekpa, day in, day out. I don't miss it. Sometimes I miss you, self. We go 247, yes? But these two people, I don't miss them. Why? Because if you are somebody whose heart has been adjust. You see, that's what you call tuning. When you tune radio, you tune to get a nice channel. So if your heart has been attuned to the right channel of truth, you will know that they are speaking the truth. You don't need to be convinced. This thing all began when IPOB was proscribed. Who are the people who proscribed IPOB? It's Ohanes and Diba, the governors. And what was their fear? What was their fear? That Nnamdi Kanu will make them at one time now, they will not be governors again. They will be removed. You see, their foolishness is what we are suffering today. Hausas and Fulanis who wanted to a way of conquering us capitalize on this thing and has never since that day prescribed their own. They call them bandits. And our own political scientists, the people that went to school, our own lawyers, the people that read a lot, has not been able to see the reason to ask them to prescribe their own or they prescribe what they have prescribed. Up to today, they don't. Why? Because based on the prescription, they are invited one separately in Abuja and give some money as to thank them. And you remember, the people that prescribed us is somebody like Omai and Wike. Wike is now claiming that he's not Igbo but he has prescribed Igbos. And our judiciary system has nothing to do about it. You see, Ebubago, when the Ebube goes, Ago has nothing to offer. We have been cornered into the stream that we cannot swim out of. Honestly, look at what they are doing. The same Soludo is the man who went to Abuja and said he had a picture with Nnamdi Kanu. this and that, as the man who loved him so much, who could get there. Here is the same man who came back now and tell us that Nnamdi Kanu will not be, should not be allowed to come out soon because election is coming, and he knows that Nnamdi Kanu has not changed his mind. So they are just playing with us, thinking that they are playing with us, but they are playing with themselves eventually. And now he is the one now who told us that these people has been given to them to pay, to be paying them Eastern Security Network. And now he has come to form another security because the election is coming, because he wanted to use it to intimidate people, because he wanted to use it to despise oppositions, because he wanted to use it to get himself what he wanted. And most importantly, to make sure that the election goes through in the state. And our people are not seeing it. Now, tell me the foolishness of our people. You see, if you go through the history of Russians, when Russians were doing some of the what do they call it? What do you call it? When you are just like what we are doing, you know, saying we don't want this, we don't want that. The most agitation. When the Russians, because of the way Russians believe, what they did is they started from the nursery school, kindergarten, and gathered those children from nursery to Otakara, primary school to secondary, and arranged them and pushed them in front of the soldiers. And the teachers were marching in between them. So if you want to shoot us, shoot your children as well. And when the general saw that children, those kids, just the generations involved, they dropped their gun and said, look, man, if these children could demonstrate and say, oh, you don't what you are doing, what do you want to shoot them? But people, this is trying to reason. Money, that's some root of evil. That's some, look at those guys. They give them gun to go and who are those people they are killing? IPOB. What is IPOB? Indigenous. Have you seen where an indigenous people is being prescribed? And this is the foolishness of our leaders. When you talk of people that are foolish, none of our leaders can even be brave as Tonyago, Ebubago, Urefa, Gala Senate in Abuja. Can you know that? Except we are white. Yes, this is behavior of conquered leaders. When your leader is being conquered, what do you expect? They have been cornered into believing and accepting what they don't know to be what they know. They don't know what they are doing, but they think they know what they are doing. Unfortunately, when you bring our issue to some other people and they look at what is happening, they just laugh at our leaders. Most of these things, our leaders should not even welcome it. Gumi is giving them advice because they needed advice. Don't blame Gumi. Why don't they give Gumi advice on what happens to their own, they call bandit? They cannot. They don't have the guts. They don't have the braveness. They don't have what it takes. But Gumi has the guts, has the braveness, what it takes to give them advice. Just like they give them advice on how they should drill their oil and bring the money to Abuja and come back to Abuja and take a part of it home. You see, men that are not men who claim that they are men. That is, by the way, that's said and done. Our men knows what to do. Nobody should give them advice. We have government and we have our generals and we have their leader until their leader says he cannot handle them again. The problem we have is everybody want to advise where you're supposed and supposed not to advise. We should stop it. This is a government now. Now, if we want to really solve our problem, we should go and hold these people now that we know that are hired recently to obstruct, to interrupt, and to procrastinate our fully restoration, which is this group that after the third attempt, okay, let me start from the first attempt. The fourth attempt is the second day, 2 days after they know that our prime minister has been invited for questioning, they brought a memo. And what was that memo? To get the new leader. This is an act of insubordination. look, we are not here to say any. I am not here to paint anything. It's an act of insubordination. If we don't know what insubordination is, or the things that can be done to say that this is an act of insubordination, we go and find out. Google. People, leave your Facebook, leave your YouTube for a few minutes. Use that few minutes and go to look for the word insubordination. What it means. After telling you the meaning, they would now give you examples and instances of what could be said to be something like that.
Yes.
Now, that one does not work. The next plan is to interrupt, disorganize the redeclaration. They were waiting on the 3rd, on the 2nd. It happened on the 29th. It became a surprise. The group, do you know that these people had a very long hour of meeting a day before they came to the media? Which is how many days after the declaration they came? They had a very big meeting to agree to come to the media. And what do they come? The last plan of action, the last one, which is the last thing they know they could do, is to bring this conflict resolution. And you cannot invite them where there is peace. Their primary objective is to settle disputes. And if there is none to settle. How do we get them in? Is to create one. So they came out. The frontiers of this thing, the main Q plotters. You see, when they said they plotted the Q Nigeria, there is Igbo people, they count, and then they discovered this one is the main figures of these Q plotters, which is 3 principal person or 4. They know their names. We all know their names. Now, they came out on the media to create that conflict. When we are rejoicing, when we are happy, when we are celebrating, to create that conflict, there's nobody, none of us know that there's a conflict, and there was none. Because when you see what is in Finland, even there was a problem, it was handled professionally. Even there, when there was some problems inside, the one that our prime minister handled was handled professionally. Everybody seemed to understand. Everybody seemed to, so it was settled. So when did this one come up? They created it in order to invite this CRC. Unfortunately, they failed because CRC has no power to come in under the prime minister. He can settle cabinet members meeting conflict, but not prime minister or deputy prime minister in conflict. Why? Because these 2 figures are on top of them. You don't settle a conflict, and there was none to settle. So they created this thing, these shenanigans, in order to be doing all these things. And that is exactly when you are given money to deliver. And you know that if you don't deliver, the agreement is if you don't deliver, you are going to be dealt with. You have to do anything to deliver, even if it means doing what you are not supposed to do. And that is what they are doing. They are entangled with, from the money they are given, what could come out of it if they don't do it, and what they are doing. And that is what they are suffering. So when they die, don't think that it's their cause or something. No, it's the betrayal of this particular nation that kills them. The cost is very heavy.
Absolutely.
This is what they are doing. This is what they're coming to do in order to create this thing, so that the idea of inviting prime minister, which Finland knowingly or unknowingly, because of the evidence that we are giving, and let me tell us, please. Here in UK, if report is coming on your behalf, whether you know about the report, whether you are involved about what the report says or you are not, but in as much as that report is kept coming, after a while, you are going to be invited and questioned based on the report that is coming from you. And the type of report that comes against you is going to give a, how do I say it? Is going to determine the number of days or how your case is going to be handled. But do you know what? The righteous shall always come victorious.
Exactly.
All these things they do is this is their last shot. The major thing is for this Biafra declaration not to happen. Now it has happened. Now, all those things they brought as the evidence, we have our own evidence. And if we don't have enough, please, all these things that is happening, the January, the killings or those things, please, gather those information. Prime Minister is not there and it was happening. And that is what Prime Minister has come out to stop. This one is an accusation that Prime Minister is the cause of all those things. Now, the issue is saying that it's not Prime Minister because it's happening. Hotel has been built. That hotel was not built 2 years ago. It's been there. That grave was not dig 2 years ago. So these are the things they have, our Prime Minister have seen and wanted our people to be safe, no matter where it's coming from. So God is really on his throne. If Finland is going to do all they are going to do, and let me tell us, it's not easy, irrespective of what we want to shout. When they are doing good, this country does this country does that. During the Biafran Nigerian war, the money that they wanted to use to build their church, they said no, they cannot build church of God where the children of God are perishing. They diverted that money to Biafra land. There are just two countries, them and Ireland. If you don't know, go and find out. Now, you know what happens with our national anthem and those things. They are involved. Everyone is staying in Europe. Can the country you are staying with allow you, give you the grounds to come and declare your country from their country? How many countries can do it? We that we live in UK here, that it could even colonize and is in Nigeria like nothing. Can they do it? So all these things is what we have to know. The job has been done. The job, thank God, the job has been done. Instead of us to be here shouting, looking for country to criticize, now that we know, is to gather ourselves. The meetings that we need to meet, show the ones we have to not to show to people who don't understand, because everybody is not following the same pace, and gather strength, momentum, what it takes to go and defend that our land. Now, decentralization is the best. Oh, look, our people should state by state, state by state, state by state. Some state has more capacity. State by state. Get any onyo una na state mara state. Onyo una na family mara family. Ima ruzo piano dia. Why you make state by state is ka state any no power. Uni marebos akpa. Marebos me ha urebito. Any dia nyamaka wete nyamaka. Enwe general commander gado anokwa. So yeli emechazie motechi onwa anyi. Nke need the measure or between us. We saw what happened yesterday. She didn't come up and impose anything. It was voted for. And the voting is 99.999% yes. From every angle. All of us again knows that Mazit Nanikanu says, we are almost there. Nambo wanye batanija. No biele. You that is in Europe, me that is in Europe knows that if 3 people approaches a bus from the bus stop, and then you have a child, and then you have a wife, a woman, and you have a man, the last person to enter that bus is the man. Otherwise, the driver will look at you somehow. You and me know that if me and your wife go to an office without telling them that we are wife, but it's woman and man, and we go to tender paper, the first person that will enter that office is a woman. In Europe, I've been 3 to 4 countries in Europe. You know this, all these things we know it. Then thinking na Europe, thinking Africa na akokwa, thinking Europe na akokwa. Omuhu ndi ha ngutara nguta. Ya go say na onwe di ha ehun we all just I want to talk. I know it. Everybody knows it. Which is what I am trying to see now in the media, because media people, apart from the governmental medias, other medias, everybody, is it because of the money? Or because of you are invited to be part, to know what is happening, to know how to be guided, just to be guided. Be guided to know what to say, when to say it, how to say it. For the time being, you said no, you want to be on your own, and then you want to tell even the government what is happening inside them. As if it's not through prophecy, is through what you know. Come on, man. And yet, all these things, you have not seen the solution that could solve all this problem. Come on, man. Let us help ourselves. And here we to the point where every Tom and Dick come and guide, come and support, come and bring that your power, bring her. She's going for us and she's getting there. All we need to be is to back up immediately. If we back up and get it right, we'll be home this year. If we continue to fool ourselves and continue to talk on internet and continue to, everybody knows it, everybody wants his own ideas to be what is on the table, we are going to be fooling ourselves. And do you know what? The people are media, but they're on the ground doing something.
Yes.
Do you know that they have phone, but they don't come in media? Do we know that? They have phone, they don't come in. Look at Congo. If Congo is coming on the media to tell us that their rebel is going to fight, government will go and block them. But they took them unawares. So our own media and the marahi la ako no sini ebele look at our position in Nigeria. Do you know that now part of Nigeria now, or even before one Igbo gimetiaka asege ha omo Igbo gelo now I was here ererog omo yahoo takporo anyhow. Because our men are doing what to say. Politically, I didn't have pastor. Socially, I didn't have pastor. Force and young world. Security we don't have. Strength, we are divided. Individually, yes, but what has individual? Obikobana they road how as an individual. The law blocked them. So go individually when he's more strength. Oh, about so we know, so Bikonu, Ndibani, let us, I divine any miss. God won this woman. Biko, well done. What do we need now more? What do we need now more? Not on social media. And then we, the men, will gather and look for that very thing. They will tell about Go try Hancho. She has the capability. Do you know that a letter woman in Europe? People because she be educating our people the more. It has gone to the last stage. The last stage is she's doing now, presenting our letters, and the letters are going down well. Letter one in Europe because they know the value of the power of woman. They know the power. I'm surprised in Bovan Van Babele wine. But I don't wine in Europe. What could not do it? Oh, let's not go there. Sorry I don't want to go there. There's no need. It's it's people that talk about people they are the lower class of people. When you discuss people, you're supposed to discuss ideas. So my brother, being on your channel platform, I don't want to discuss that which you don't discuss. Not as if you don't know them, but you find it not what it doesn't worth discussing in your platform. So I don't want to go there. Please, Biafrans, with all due respect, please, we have identified our problem. We have known where we are going, the route we are taking to get where we are going. All that we need to is to make sure that we keep going there fast. And all that we needed to do get there fast, if we don't know, we should ask the person who is leading us in order to get there fast. The fast will even get us bypass some of these tasks. If they are cooking. Toludo does not, after eating the one he has eaten, he wouldn't want to come out there with joy, just go out there. Hope also the man doesn't want to go out there with no, just no. But after everything he has spent, he wants to get it back. But they need to live they need to leave those places for us to be alive, if it is what it takes. So what we do, we support this person who is leading us. Our prime minister have told us that our freedom is coming from abroad, and that the abroad people are making things to happen. The people at home they are defenseless. They don't have defense. They are defenseless. So what do? They listen to the people who are leading them from abroad. Once we get the necessary documentation, and if the force is to come from abroad, by his grace, God will provide. But meanwhile, us, Ugo, please encourage, please encourage our supporters here to find a necessary mix to ask, if not directly through the platform, what apart from the money, other things we need to do, to put in place to defend this our land. That will now make us human beings. Otherwise, we can talk from here to tomorrow, claim what we think I can claim. We can handle a body on. We're all getting old in another person's land. How many of them do you have? How many South African old people do you have in Nigeria? How many Chinese? How many Russians? How many Italians? How many this? Because why no la budonyo and I like failure on. And you will receive here. My work my wine. Why was in the joke? It's very painful. Very, very painful. I heard the game my bonus.
It is sad, my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate
so much. I appreciate you for that very wonderful line of thought. You have just opened so many things up, and I believe that Biafrans enjoyed all the speech and they were getting the points. This is what we do in this platform, as I have always said. Once you are here and you are listening, you are going to see books opened. It's on you to be able to make your decisions what you want. Just like the Deputy Prime Minister have said in one of her speeches that I played, I always play at the beginning of my program. Those clips that I play is to make people know where we stand and where we are. We are not here to force you to make up your mind or to force you into something else or to change your opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. But one thing you should have at the back of your mind is that whatever decision you make, you will be responsible for it. And there will be a consequence for any decision you made. There will be a consequence. The Biafra declaration has been made. This is something that our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekano cried for and begged for. Most of his dreams have been achieved. Mazen Nandekano has been begging for referendum. And when it comes to the time of the new dimension, the referendum was given to him by the Biafrans themselves. We conducted it. They laughed at it. They called it irrelevant. But at the end of the day, the whole world watched the evidence of the referendum. And more than 50 million Biafrans voted online and offline. The declaration of Biafra that we have been looking up to has been done on the 29th of November. When they saw that Master Simon Ekpa is not going to stop, they used their diplomatic long legs to see if they can delay us. But we are not delayed. Instead of delaying it, we brought it closer. Instead of second, we made it on the 29th. And today, we are moving forward, unstoppable. And when you watch yesterday's program, if you watch our yesterday's program, you will see that it is still the project of Mazen Nandekano and Mazen Simon Ekpa going forward. And to remind you that that thing you watched yesterday is the actual template of where to go, how to go, and what to do. If you have not watched it, go and watch it again. Many bills were signed, voted for, and approved yesterday. We are taking over our land. There are bills that were voted on, taxing the people that have businesses in Biafra land, including the oil companies and all whatnot. Firstly, voluntarily, to show you how diplomatic the Biafrans are and have always been. We are not the people that are too autocratic or begin to take things out of it. Voluntary tax, both for the non-citizens, the companies, and the citizens, voluntary tax. And we're going further to strengthen the defense of Biafra land. through some other vote that was done on the structure of our defense, how it's going to be. And the men on the ground, everyone will know where he or she belongs. Because one of the most important things we have to do is to take care of the men on the ground. And the government of Biafra is very, very, very ready to do that. And we must do that legally under the law. Don't forget, we are running a government, and there are international law that guides the government. Some of us are not paying attention to all those international laws. If you watch the way Mazi Simon Ekpa was going, before Mazi Simon Ekpa got the boldness to speak about the Liberation Army openly and post their activities, there was a government. The Biafra government in exile. We went further, and we went further. From that government in exile today, we are in the United States of Biafra. From yesterday, you saw a vote that was casted, and that vote have ended completely everything that has to do with the Biafra government in exile. We were able to use it effectively, and we achieved a lot to build the structure of the government we are today. And today, our constitution vote was casted yesterday to begin to extract some important part of that constitution and begin to implement it. And the votes were overwhelming. What you are seeing today is a move into the reality of Biafra. It is no longer a dream, no longer a wish. We are acting it out. And that is why the Deputy Prime Minister have said, in this government today, if you are still hiding, you don't know where you are. Everything today is being done in the open. For you to run a government, we are not running a secret society. It is a government that will deal and cooperate with other governments of the world. We cannot operate as an island. We are going to mingle and associate with other governments of the world to achieve our end. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching this program from, I want you to be prepared for what is coming. That was a speech that Mazi Simon Ekpa made before. I played it in the beginning of this program, and I'm going to play it again. Let us listen to that speech before we go to the roundup and conclusion of this program. Let's listen to this speech.
I want to make it very clear this evening that those who align with the Nigeria government to undermine the legitimate interests of Biafra people, especially in the liberation phase of Biafra, we are not going to allow them to have peace within Biafra territory. Because they are aligning with the enemy who killed our people and commit genocide in our land. And what they do is to fight against our common interest. We should not and can never be remorseful. We are going to deal with them decisively by uprooting those individuals who, by the pen, approve the invasion of Biafra land and making it possible for the Nigeria terrorist security agencies to lay siege on Biafra soil. Regardless of their status, we don't engage later after Biafra has gotten its independence. The idea of the struggle, of the face of this struggle at this point, is to liberate Biafra holistically. Because if we don't do it now, it may undermine the development of Biafra when we go into the second phase of the civil war, with the internal civil war after Biafra independence. And we cannot allow that to happen. We have the potential to develop at the fastest rate, more than any country in the world. These people must be driven out of Biafra land and never to set their foot on Biafra soil.
That is exactly where we are today. Those who are trying to hinder the restoration of Biafra, the step to push them out of Biafra land completely was what you just saw yesterday. The Biafrans are ready to take charge of the land of Biafra. You saw many bills that were passed and votes were cast to take absolute and total control of our land. And we must do that. In doing that, your support is needed. You must support the United States of Biafra the best way you can. Support prayerfully, support financially, support morally. There must be something you are doing. You must pick up a responsibility at this particular point in time. We have come a long way, and there is no going back. You can see the enemy of Biafra throwing everything at us. And when you see what is happening on their media today, I have said it several times on my program, that the freedom of our Supreme Mazen Nnamdi Kanu lies in our hands. When you hear that Nigerian government, through their court, is affirming the proscription of IPOB, even at this very delicate time, you will understand that the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is in your hand, is in my hand. If you are paying attention to what is happening, you will understand that the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is in your hand, is in my hand. And the only way to guarantee his freedom is following the template of the new dimension. Defending this mandate that was put in place by the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, that today Dr. Ngozi Orebweze is stepping in for him. Only that will guarantee the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the genuine freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. My fellow Biafrans, do not look back. Tomorrow, today is Friday. Remember, today we are having the ID card program for those who have not gotten their ID card. If you have not gotten your ID card, or you still want to apply for your ID card, or you are having an issue with the ID card, remember the program that is going to be held today by 7 p.m. Biafra time. Be in that Zoom. Very, very important. This program is a very important program. Many people have been calling me to ask about the ID card. Many have been calling, some how to apply, some are asking that they have applied, they have not gotten their ID card. Those questions you are asking, please, and please, don't miss the program of today. Don't miss the program of today. That is going to be held by 7 p.m. Biafran time. The secretary in charge of that very affair is going to be online on a Zoom meeting, live, to answer every question. USB/Brigi improved pending ID card presentation, 31st January, 7 p.m. Biafran time. It is going to happen today. Today is 31st. Secretary of Interior and Homeland Secretary, Honorable Dr. Dorothy Anthony, is going to be the one to make the presentation. I know so many people are interested in the ID card. So many want theirs. So many have seen the process of getting it is a little bit difficult. And so many questions that people are asking, and some that their own is still pending. Please be on that program by 7 p.m. so that you can ask your question. Also tomorrow, state fundraising tomorrow. Be in that state fundraising. Make sure you support your state, regardless where you live. Support your own state. The defense of Biafra land today is paramount. The primary objective of every government in this planet Earth is to protect the life and property of its own people. And that is what the government of Biafra is doing and we continue to do until we get home completely. Please pay attention and play your own part. Do not allow anybody to distract you or deceive you. Focus on the rising sun. Only that is going to guarantee your freedom. My beloved brother Greg, I will allow you to give your speech and your closing remark as we round up the program today. My beloved brother Greg, if you are there, let's hear from you, Greg. Give us your speech and your closing remark at the same time so that we can round up. Go ahead, my brother Greg.
Thank you so much again, my brother Choose. It's another pleasure again to say, my people, do not be tired. Ike agwụna unu n'ọrụ. Ike agwụna unu n'ọrụ. N'ihi na onye ọrụ nwere ụgwọ.
Yes.
We will not be tired. There is a word the last speaker, I think from England, said that for a woman to represent us and for a woman to declare Biafra, for me in person, from the one, I see it as a sign and a symbol that a woman delivered Biafra. A woman delivered Biafra, and in the Western world, they respect women. Any office that our lady enter in this Western world, I believe you me, they will listen to her.
Definitely.
They will listen to her as long as that opportunity is given to her to do it. So, for me, I think it is God's will that the woman start knocking on every door now before our PM will come. And that shows the world that what Biafra stands for is 100% democracy and freedom of men and women. That we don't discriminate. That a woman is a president today does not stop that woman to respect her husband. It makes no sense. A woman does not worship the husband, but she respects her husband fully and give the husband honor, while God remains the owner of husband and wife. So any person that is having in mind or thinking she is a woman, millions of men in this Biafran have not achieved what she as a woman have achieved. So I don't know what makes you to be greater. Everybody come on this age by God's will. And if God sent you as a man, use the talent as a man and do what God have assigned you. And if God sent you as a woman, remain the woman you are and do what God has assigned you to do. Do not use it to because God give you that talent and respect your husband, a man on your side. That shows not having discipline. And I see our CEO as a person with a very, very high disciplined woman. So, please, Biafrans, gather yourself, carry this message to the mountains that we want to go home. Time to go home is here. There is no more time to sleep. Let us hustle and go home. If in your father's land, whatever you see, you eat. See, as there's video that I saw this morning that on the deportation from some people from this country, Germany, some people died. Even the pig is somebody who is on some people on the hospital on the sick bed. They didn't care. They put him on the plane and sent him home. And the process, he died. And then I heard about 2 of them died in Nigeria. You know? So why? And when you check why they accepted them at the airport, probably they might be the Igbos or from Edo State or the Yorubas, possible. They accepted them at the airport. Somebody carrying a drip and some equipment from the hospital, they put in the deporting flight to Nigeria. So what kind of insult have Nigeria not given to his citizens? Which kind of insult and stress? Millions die on the desert. And somebody is still parading himself as a president and as a governor. And is still planning to kill the remaining ones that are still surviving in that evil land. So my people, if any person that is hearing about the bell and the ring of freedom and you are still waiting for someone to come and consult you, you will go down like that man in the Bible that say, I will go and make another balm because of his crops are so many. So that let his soul rejoice. And he will die before those things he prepare. Before that is banned. So let every Biafrans, little you have, contribute. Whatever you have is not little. Give courage to the government and let the people who are fighting, who volunteer, who sacrifice their life, never regret what they are doing, except the evil ones that God will fish out among us. So Biafrans, I encourage you, be strong and encourage our mommy, the mother of Biafrans. Give her courage, give her respect, and she will do with her all her might and breastfeed the new baby she delivered. Thank you, my brother Choose, and thank you all the Biafrans, and may God bless our leaders. Nandekan bless Simon Ekpa, bless Dr. Ngozi, the TPM, bless all the cabinets and all the medias and those who are contributing in anyhow. Let God never leave them